Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is being done July 31st, late in the night. Now, I've already done my other debated week and my TNA Impact review, and I kind of roughly talked about this. Look, this debate isn't really a debate. This is just kind of a tribute to Rowdy Roddy Piper. When I found out almost an hour and a half ago, when I was trying to get ready to do my videos, and I said I went to the website, well, not the website, but really Andre Colbert's YouTube page, because I wanted to find out what FCW. There's so many things I'm trying to remember at once. That's RCW. I saw that Rowdy Roddy Piper had passed away. Let's be real here for a second. I just turned 44 July 27th. Yeah, I'm 44 years old. And I had watched a lot of wrestling in my life when I was very young. I've always said it. The very first person that ever saw wrestling was basically Bob Backlund. I will never say it's superstar Billy Graham. I'll never say it's Hulk Hogan. I'll never say Bruno Sammartino. It's always going to be Bob Backlund. I always love him. But I thought one of the most charismatic people I've ever seen. And there's a lot of them. Brutus the Barber Beefcake I always loved. But there's no way you can ever deny Rowdy Roddy Piper. That man solidified how an evil heel could be loved so badly by the crowd. This man was so sadistic, hitting Superfly Billy Graham. I'm getting Superfly Jimmy Snuka mixed up with Superstar Billy Graham. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking back to when I saw the coconut go off of Jimmy Snuka's head. I saw it. I watched it that night. I could not believe someone would do that to somebody like that and crack a freaking coconut on somebody. I said, "Mom, look at this." He said, "Good, enjoy your wrestling, honey." I wanted someone to see that a guy just got his head cracked open by a coconut. My parents didn't really care that much. My biological father, to a certain extent, cared because there was nothing else he liked to watch, unless it was porn. But it was important to me that I saw wrestling. I got lost in wrestling. I loved seeing bigger-than-life characters, and Rowdy Roddy Piper was like that. And I remember one time, I didn't never see him in a kilt until maybe 1986 or 85. I can't remember exactly. And most of the time I saw him, he was just wearing trunks. Until one day he came out in a kilt. And I didn't know what a kilt was. I said, "Hey, he's wearing a dress." And I believe my mother said, "No, that's what they call a kilt, honey." I've never seen someone come out dressed like that. Ever. It was the most shocking thing. And the most coolest thing, that a guy would come out like that, take the damn thing off, and beat you into the dirt. Saying, "Oh, you think I'm wearing a dress, huh? Smack the living shit out of you and gonna make you cry like a baby." And he did. He was always such a great character. And They Live wasn't a bad movie either. I got it. I liked it. It wasn't that bad. And seeing him wrestle with a couple of guys, it was funny, but I did love the movie he did. That one movie he mainly did. But I'll tell you this. Was Rowdy Roddy Piper's contribution to wrestling important? Yes, it was. He was such a different dynamic in wrestling. Hulk Hogan wouldn't be the person he is today without Andre the Giant. We know this. But let's be honest. The WWE wouldn't be as edgy as it is without Piper's Pit. It would never done the Attitude Era if it didn't have Piper's Pit to really go from. Because a lot of people did a lot of stuff from Piper's Pit that helped them to work out things in basically the Attitude Era. He was one of the most edgy people you could think of. There was no one more edgier than him, as far as I can remember. And Brutus the Barber Beefcake and the Barber Shop was not as edgy as him. I'm sorry, it never was. but you can't deny what Piper's given us. And thinking about the situation between him and Stone Cold Steve Austin and that guy who came in and did... I didn't hear what happened on the podcast with Rowdy Roddy Piper. But from what I understand about the guy who did the parody of Stone Cold Steve Austin, dude, I can understand you want to make sure that you have respect. Now, if Austin was able to get him off the podcast that he's on, the network that he's on, then he's a rotten son of a bitch. It wasn't necessary. Rowdy Roddy Piper is 61 years old. And he was trying something different. And he wasn't calling Stone Cold Steve Austin, I don't believe directly, a piece of shit that was nothing but a fucking hack. He was just doing a parody of him. Now, if Stone Cold caused him to get kicked out, I hope he's fucking really ashamed of himself. That this guy is now dead. And I'm not saying that caused his death, but one of the few things that could have made his life better was not having controversy with him. Now, Stone Cold didn't cause this, alright. But I'm sure Stone Cold is not happy now. He's got to be upset that Piper's dead. And a controversy that was caused from this situation really doesn't make him look good. Because let's be honest now. People are not going to be happy about Stone Cold having his attitude the way he did. I know he's going to try and smooth it out. He's going to say, I respected Roddy Piper. He wasn't a bad guy. He was a friend of mine. But when it comes down to it with Roddy and him dying and now Stone Cold is going to have problems now because him going after him, saying that was not right what he said, and possibly getting him kicked off the podcast network that he did, I am definitely sure people are going to be fucking pissed at him and his ratings might go down a little bit. Doesn't mean he'll get kicked off the podcast network he's on. Probably not. But in the grand scheme of things, it still doesn't make him look good. But this is just me. What do you guys feel? So I hope you enjoyed this debate of the week. Roddy, if you were able to stay alive and you saw this from just one of your fans, look, dude, I was just a little kid when I saw you. And I loved you. You gave me something to take my mind off of my broken home. When I was a kid, I had a broken home. And wrestling really helped to take away a lot of the stress I was going through as a little kid. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I love you, man. Be at peace. Be at peace on your journey, man. And for everybody, have a good day. Have a good night.